launching to fame as a contributor to the hilarious Comedy Central roasts of Donald Trump, Roseanne Barr, and Charlie Sheen, Anthony Jeselnik has established himself as a comedic powerhouse. Anthony has also created and starred in his own Comedy Central series, The Jeselnik Offensive, and he's performed stand-up on Kimmel, Conan, Fallon, and has released two critically acclaimed comedy specials, 2010's Shakespeare and 2013's Caligula, one of the great guys in history. And now Anthony will serve as the newly minted host for NBC's Last Comic Standing. It debuts July 22nd at 9 Eastern on, guess what, NBC, of course. Thank you, Anthony, for coming.
Thank you, it's an honor.
Did they call you Tony?
No.
Why
My
not?
dad's name is Anthony as well, and he just looks like a Tony, so I just always got Anthony. That's how we separated each other. Was
Why
he's
aren't
Tony,
you
I'm
Junior?
Anthony. Because we had different middle names.
So you can't be a junior with
Can't be a junior. No.
So it's Jeselnik, and I said Jeselnik. I'm sorry.
Please don't
I had it wrong.
apologize. You have all
Okay,
the
we
excuses
met. We
in the
were on
world.
the Donald Trump roast together.
Yes, I sat next to you on the Donald Trump
What
roast.
got you into doing roasts?
I got into comedy to do roasts. Roasts were the funniest thing in the world to me because you could be so mean. It was like a license to be mean and be unexpected. It was just, I think, the hardest way to write a joke, because you got to make someone laugh while you're making fun of them, you know? So I always wanted to be on that, and you got to be on the first one with me.
One
I
of the
remember,
trouble with roasts, though, is I'm the dean of the Friars Club in New York, which invented roasts.
Yeah.
Is that once you do the basic joke of the guy's hair or something, then you need others. So you got to kid other people there.
Of course, yeah.
You
But
can't
that's
just keep
the
kidding
challenge.
the host, because if you go fifth,
Yeah.
and you plan 7 jokes and they've done 18 jokes already about the hair or the,
Yeah.
or the face or.
You got to be careful. You got to worry that you're not doing the same joke as someone else. You have to kind of find a topic that people aren't going to touch on, and it's tough. It's a big challenge, but I love it.
Do you like the old Dean Martin roasts?
Loved them. Everyone was just having so much fun.
Rickles.
And most of them were wasted. They were drunk out of their minds, you know, which is why I'm so drunk on TV. But I love those things. Just
All
fun.
right. What do you make of Donald now?
I think Donald's kind of gone off the deep end a little bit.
What do you think happened to Donald?
I just think that he's more of an entertainer now, and he takes himself very seriously, but that he is playing a character. You know, I think he sees if I act this way, maybe I'm not. I don't even know if he believes a lot of things that he says, but he thinks this is maybe my way in. This is my way to kind of stay on top. So I think it's kind of enjoyable. I don't think anybody takes him that seriously.
You've been described as, I quote, an NPR said this, the dark prince of comedy. Jeselnik takes pride in joking about the topics you shouldn't joke about. Is everything on the table?
Everything is on the table, and in fact, if I thought of a joke, if I thought of a topic that like this is too much, this is too dark, this is too upsetting, then I would make it my life's mission to find a joke about it. I would say if you think there's something that shouldn't be joked about, I've got at least 2 jokes about that. But my goal is to make you laugh at it. Like, I'm trying to do a good thing. I don't want to upset anyone. I do, but because you can't, if you're performing for 100 people, someone's going to be upset. But I'm trying to make someone laugh.
Isn't there something about time limit? You can kid now about Lincoln going to the theater.
Sure.
I doubt you could have done it in 1865.
I would have been the first one. I would have been, because there's a tension there. If you can do it the day of, if you can make someone laugh the day of at a tragedy, it's the most amazing, amazing laugh out.
You can't make a laugh out of 9/11.
It is almost impossible.
9/11, impossible.
9/11,
Impossible.
Louis had a joke maybe a week after 9/11.
Louis C.K.?
That's one of the greatest jokes.
What was his
ever.
9/11 joke?
He said, you can tell how bad a person you are, how good a person you are, by how long you waited after 9/11 to masturbate for the first time. And for him, it was in between the first and second tower. And I just thought, oh
Okay,
my,
that's funny.
that's funny. And it's not even really talking about 9/11. It's a way. There are ways to do it, but it's very difficult. And if you miss, you are going to hear about it. You're going to get in trouble.
Agreed. Are we too politically correct?
I don't think so. I know this is unpopular for comedians to say, but I think that political correctness in this country has gotten more and more powerful over the past couple decades, but a lot of great things have come out of it. You know, you look at gay rights, you look at transgender acceptance, a furthering of racial equality. These are all things that came from PC, and it makes my job harder, but I don't want my job to be easy. As a comic, I want it to be difficult. I want the obstacle course to be master level, you know? So, and that makes it tough. So you have...
Who inspired you? Was Rickles one of your...
Rickles, of course. Loved Rickles. Loved just how like mean he could be, and like watching
But he
Johnny
was
Carson
sweet.
laugh at
Rickles
Rickles.
Rickles
of course.
was always sweet.
He had to let you know that he was kind of always just joking, even though he would never say just joking,
Right.
which I loved. He was big. Stephen Wright was big for me. I love that dry, just how did he think of it one-liner. Mitch Hedberg, a guy named Jack Handy. He used to write Deep Thoughts for SNL. I love that guy.
Oh,
They
Jack.
were great. Yeah.
So your stand-up is like, I've never seen your stand-up.
It's very dark. It's just like my roasting. It's very dark, very short, kind of clever jokes where you don't want to laugh at the subject, but I make you. I find a clever enough way to pull it together. But it's all very dark.
Now you're going to tour with Amy Schumer?
You will be on the same tour. We're doing Oddball Fest this
What
late,
is
late summer
Oddball
through fall.
Fest?
It's a big festival where they go to arenas. So it'll be like 10 comics. Instead of me going and doing an hour, I do 20 minutes long with like a bunch of my friends. You know, and it's instead of 1,000 people coming to see me, it's 10,000 people coming
So
to
is
see all of
Amy the
us.
star of this?
I think Aziz is the star. It's like Aziz and Amy, and then there's a bunch of the regular mortals.
You
underneath.
dated Amy, right?
Yes, we did.
Was
Yes,
that
we did.
fun?
Yeah, she let me have sex with her and everything, man. It was great.
Yeah,
we had a
well,
blast.
No, that's good. What do you make of her career?
Oh, I think that everything I touch turns to gold. You know, so of course, I think that she's having a great career, and she should be very thankful for what I've done for her.
Do you think women are accepted now in comedy? Not equal to men yet. Are they?
I think
or
they are. I think they are. I think that the our women funny debate is ridiculous and antiquated. It's all about the individual. I've met very hilarious, a lot of hilarious women and a lot of very unfunny men. You know, and they're all in the same business. I just think that with the internet and now with whatever comic you want to see, you can find them and become a fan and follow them.
What did you do with Fallon?
I wrote for Fallon for the first year. Wrote for the first year of that show.
Now, you couldn't write stuff like you do.
I did, and they just didn't use it. Like, I wasn't a very good writer for Jimmy Fallon. We got along.
Because
and
Fallon doesn't do that kind of stuff, right?
No, but in the beginning, I was on the first year of that show where we didn't know what the show was going to be. So they had to get a bunch of different people, and I would be in the room making everyone laugh, and then I would say, all right, Jimmy, here's my pitch to you for tonight's show. I walk out on stage, and Jimmy would be like, wait, do you mean I walk out on stage? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, that could work for you too. All right. And I never got a single joke on in a year, but they liked me. You know, we're still friends, but it was fun.
Where were you raised?
Pittsburgh.
Now, you're not Jewish.
No.
No.
No, thank
You're
you for
not
noticing.
Jewish. You're the Jewish. You have that Jewish. You have this. What led were you?
What is Jewish about me?
I mean, no, well, Jews and comedy go together.
Sure.
Were you funny as a kid? Did you make fun of classmates, teachers?
A little bit. I like to make fun of teachers, and I like to try to make the teacher laugh. I found that if I had made a joke in class and the teacher laughed at it, I couldn't get in trouble. If the class laughs, the teacher's like, Anthony, get out of here, go to the principal's office. If she laughs, then I'm fine. You know, I can't get in trouble. So I loved that. But as I got older, you know, I found my sense of humor more.
Tell me about the gig now you got with NBC.
Last Comic Standing. Hosting Last Comic Standing this year, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot different this year. They got rid of the bells and whistles. Now it's all just stand-up. It's basically you take 100 stand-ups who are nervous as can be, that got the big break, and you put them up one by one, and you got 3 judges. Norm Macdonald, who was amazing.
He'll be here in a little while.
He wasn't that great, to be honest. Like, I know he's probably listening to this a little bit, but like, between you and me, it's more my show. We got Roseanne, though, and Keenan Ivory Wayans, and they're just whittling down comics for hours.
Are they mean to the comics?
Norm was. Norm is very mean. Yeah, in a great way, in the best way. You know, you want him to mean in a funny way.
And what's your role? You're a host. Do you
My role
also
was
comment?
supposed to be to just kind of keep the show moving and kind of be on the side of the comics and like respect the competition. I did not do that. I kind of just acted like I'm the funniest one here. I'm annoyed that I'm not in this competition. I would win if I was, and I'm going to ignore everybody and just do whatever
They
I want.
only have 3-4 minutes to be funny, right?
3.5, yeah. And some of them that's a stretch.
Are some of them really good?
Some are good, some are really good, and some are absolutely horrible. And some it's like they could be good, but you got them on a bad night, or something happened, they're a little bit too nervous, so you really don't know. It's like the Olympics.
Are they professional?
Professional or just about, but they get a very high level. It's not like some guy his first time on stage who does open mics and kind of
So
stood
the
in line
guys who
for
work
audition.
comedy clubs and
Exactly, yeah.
what do they win?
They win $250,000, a development deal with NBC, and then they also win, I think they go on tour or something, and of course the title of Last Comic Standing.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I
Who
mean, it's been around
hosted
for
it before
10 years.
you?
God, before last year, JB Smoove. I know they've had Jay Moore was the original. Anthony Clark did a season of it. Bill Bellamy did one or two.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes and no. Like I have fun, but I also think like this is so much fun and this was so funny. I bet they're gonna cut it out. You know, I bet they're gonna edit us out. Because we would do a 5-hour taping to do an hour of television. So we'll see. We'll see. But I was great. I was great, Larry.
Do some of the bits run longer than 3 minutes?
No, because they cut you off. So it goes silent, and then I have to come out and try to get the crowd back, and I'll make fun of you for it. I told people, like, don't go over your time.
Does the studio audience help them? In other words, if they're really laughing, will that lend the critics, the judges, to be more appreciative?
100%. I mean, comedy can't work in a vacuum. If the judges were just watching this, they wouldn't, without an audience, they wouldn't know what to tell you.
Right.
But they listen to the audience. If you do really well, the judges are going to like you. If you do badly, maybe they liked your jokes, but you just couldn't get the crowd on your side, you're going to lose.
Funny girl comics, too?
No, of course not. No, yeah, it was like half and half.
You think we'll have a late-night girl host back?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What do you make of James Corden?
No idea who that is. Good, best of luck, James, but I've not
You
seen
don't
that
watch
show.
his late show?
I haven't seen it, no.
I haven't either yet.
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes is producing.
Yes.
What do you make of her?
She is a great boss in that if you're going to get yelled at by your boss, it may as well be Wanda Sykes. That's a little more entertaining to get yelled at by Wanda Sykes.
She's in your vein, right? Wanda Sykes is a critical
That's a
jokester.
great compliment to Wanda. Yeah, yeah.
Do you get nervous at roasts when you have all these other roasters?
The first one I did because I'm worried that someone else is going to do my jokes. But I remember watching that roast and seeing like Lisa Lampanelli went up. And she was really funny, but I was like, oh, she didn't do any of my stuff. Wendy Cummings went up and kind of same thing where I realized, oh, I'm so much meaner than everyone else. So I wasn't really nervous, but I also don't want to hurt someone's feelings. So when I'm looking at a celebrity, I'm making a joke about them. I want them to laugh. And I feel kind of weird if they're upset about that.
Is it a thin line, the mean and funny? Or is that...
Very thin.
Rickles has been, I've known Rickles for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
No kidding, I've known him for 55 years. Rickles is always wanting your love.
Yes.
So he never curses. He borderlines it, right? But I never saw anyone get mad at him.
No, because he'll smile, and then he'll say, guys, I'm just here to make everyone laugh. Like, I love you. It's all about love. He'll actually say that. Like, the same way Jeff Ross will say, like, I just roasted you, but, like, thanks for letting me be here. This is such an honor to roast you. I hate doing that. I hate pulling the curtain back because I know you're joking. You know what I mean? I know. You don't have to tell me. Yeah, it's like watching a horror movie. At the end, I don't need to see the actors stand back up and say, we're okay. You know, I got
They died.
Yeah, it's good.
Best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Larry.
Great
Anytime.
seeing you again.
Pleasure.
Maybe we'll roast together again.
I would love to, anytime.
Thanks to my guest, Anthony Jeselnik. I got it right. Be sure to tune in to the 2-hour premiere of NBC's Last Comic Standing, July 22nd at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on NBC. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things, and I'll see you next time.